Hi guys, it's Marla at Twinstrology, and this is the Twin Flame Energy Report for the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse that's happening on September 16th. If you would like a personal reading with me, you can visit my website, which is twinstrology.com, and I do have a rather long waiting list right now. So if you've been thinking about getting a reading, you might want to take that into consideration. The astrology for this eclipse is very interesting, but I'm not going to talk about the astrology in this video too much because I have a really deep reading to give you right now just through the cards, and I don't want this video to be 2 hours long. So I will do a separate astrology video, and if you guys are interested, I hope that you will watch that too, because I'll be talking about some of the things that we are healing from. All right, and I'm going to have to do this video a little bit differently as well because when I try and fit all the cards in the picture, it's just too hard to see clearly. And I really want you to see the images on the cards. So I'm going to flip through some of the cards. I wish that I could do the reading where you could see me flipping the cards over and stuff like other card readers, but I just don't have that capability right now. Hopefully soon I will. And I get kind of tired of being in my videos all the time too. So this just makes it easier for me, and helps me get these videos out to you quicker if I'm not in them all the time. All right, so let's get started. The goddess that's overseeing this full moon eclipse is Abundancia. Her message is prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. The universe has heard your prayers. It's heard your calls. Okay, and it's trying to bring you what you desire. Now remember that the universe works on the spiritual law of attraction. So I know for many of you it seems like it's taken a really long time for abundance to come to you, but that's because you've had to do a lot of healing and clearing in order to get to the point where you're actually vibing out that which you want to attract to you. But the message is coming in stronger now that you're getting more on that page, what Abraham Hicks calls the high-flying disc, where you can stay in that high vibration longer and longer. And this helps attract that to you. Or he also calls it, or he, she, being in the vortex. Okay, so I'm feeling that you guys are more and more getting into this vortex. Things are coming to you. So much of this reading is about tuning into yourself. So part of the message here from Abundancia is tune into yourself. Hear the messages that are coming for you. Stay in that high vibrational state. Send out clear guidance of what you want to come back to you. And go within and listen to what's being told to you right now. The message is there's nothing to worry about. Everything's coming. Your dreams are materializing. Don't just look for abundance to come to you in the form of money either, because abundance can come to you in all forms. Being with the people that you love, having the things that you love around you, being grateful for what you have. Being grateful for what you have allows you to bring more in as well. And then finally, you have to be open to receiving which is part of what we have been healing and continue to heal. Being open to receiving also means that your balance of giving and receiving is equal. Okay, you have to show the universe that you're not just here to give, that you're here to receive as well. So this is a great goddess to have overseeing this moon. The karma card that we're dealing with at this full moon is medicine man or woman. Well, this full moon eclipse is really all about healing and releasing the past, letting all of this go, let it be water under the bridge. So we're doing a lot of healing on ourselves. I want to say to you to help others heal within the twin flame community. Do what you can to reach out to someone, especially if you see them going through a hard time, because I feel like the energy this week is not going to be the easiest energy that we've dealt with. So if you can, help your fellow twins. And then also, I feel this card is pointing to the fact that twin flames are healers. You've been healers in many, 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 many lifetimes. And you're here to help heal the collective energy. And this is a week around this full moon eclipse where twin flames are really helping the collective right now. It feels to me like there's a lot of negativity being churned up. And so it's the job of twin flames to help transmute this negative or darker stuff. And as more people wake up and more people start healing and clearing themselves, this negativity is going to find its way into the collective because it has to go somewhere. So we have to help transmute that. So maybe you want to focus on some healing. Maybe if you know Reiki or something, you can send Reiki out to Gaia or to your fellow man, or however you see fit. But really, all of you twins watching this, or others in divine partnerships or spiritual beings, you all have that capability within you to heal. You don't need to have formal training. Just set the intention that you're going to send healing vibes out. All right, these are the cards. The overall energy for twin flames at the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse is the Ten of Swords. So you can see a bit of a scary card maybe for some of you. But what it represents is endings, metaphorical death, transitioning. The energy of this full moon is that you are being called to really step into the spiritual path right now, and that is going to involve a trip into the underworld or the darkness, the shadow. This moon's about healing. So, what is it that is here to be healed? Well, it's your shadow side. There's a lot of healing going on around karma as well. In my weekly reading this week, I talked about the karma being cleared away. And how do we clear it away? Well, we have to heal it. We have to acknowledge it. We have to forgive it. And we have to allow us and the other person to move on. That's a metaphorical death. Now, swords have to do with our thoughts, our thought processes, our mental state. So this card also represents the death of the mind, the death of the ego. Maybe in some ways even the death of our more human parts, so that the more spiritual part can come through. I am feeling like your higher self is going to be able to be present within you for a longer and longer period of time. But in order for that to happen, the mind has to kind of be killed off. The mind with its old belief patterns. And these belief patterns are part of your karma. This is the belief patterns that you've been carrying for eons. And as twin flames, you've taken on, a considerable amount of belief systems so that you can clear these for humanity. So that healing the thought processes is very much tied into healing the karma. And Mercury's retrograde, right, in Virgo until the 22nd. So we still have another week, a little over a week of Mercury retrograde. This is helping us. If you watch my Mercury retrograde video, I talked about having to clear away a lot of this stuff so that we can open our hearts and therefore be fully open to being in service of humanity. If you're too stuck in your belief systems or too stuck in your ego, if you're stuck in a lower vibration, which is like depression and hopelessness, you can't help anyone. So lots of going within and confronting yourself this week. And I really suggest, if at all possible, that you find as much time to be alone with yourself this week as possible. For those of you that I interact with on Facebook, you know that I've been off Facebook for a few days, and I kind of intend to stay off Facebook for the most part. I'll be on posting and things, but I personally am really feeling the call to just be alone. All right, so it seems kind of bleak, I know, but if you look at the card, what's going on in the background? The sun is rising. You never stay in the darkness forever. It always passes and the sun comes out, which leads us to the next card, which is, what is the positive ways that this energy can impact us? And it is the Star card. So we go into the darkness, the dark night of the soul, the underworld, the confrontation of ourself, the purging, and then the star rises in the sky and leads us back out to the light again. We see the woman here with the water, the cleansing, healing waters, the South Node, which is what holds our past life karma, is conjunct Neptune right now. and Neptune is helping to cleanse away that old pain and suffering. There's also 8 stars that have 8 points. 8 is karma. So this is a time of rebirth, renewal, healings, awakenings. So don't let maybe the kind of rough energy of the moment stop you from believing in the fact that all is well. Not only all is well, but things are actually getting better and better all the time. You know, more than just healing yourself right now, I feel that this is actually the start of a new era. This star card is a sign that we are in the age of Aquarius. Aquarius being the water bearer. But also with the star, I feel the energy of Jesus or Yeshua and the emergence of Christ consciousness. And the cards are really bearing that out. A deeper connection to God. And the star represents the light of God. God, goddess. We don't want to forget the goddess because you don't have one without the other. So there's a great spiritual awareness going on, but also on the personal level, there's kind of a self-awareness being brought to you right now too, through having to go within and look at yourself in order to heal. This card is another just reiteration that the karma's done. And the old beliefs that we have held based on the old karmic system are done. There's really nothing keeping anyone stuck in that anymore. So karmic relationships, those contracts I feel are done now. If you're staying in a karmic relationship, that's on you, I feel, rather than you still having to carry out some kind of rebalancing with that person. The twin flame relationship itself is one that ultimately heals and inspires, well, first of all, both people, but then as they come together in union, it inspires all the people around them. So follow your dreams, guys. They are coming true, and the star card is a sign that spirit's working with you, your guides and your angels are working with you. They're arranging things, they're taking care of things. And so despite how everything looks, it is a time of hope. So how can this energy impact us in a negative way? And I might even say the star is how we can use this energy consciously, and the Seven of Swords would be unconsciously. So the Seven of Swords is running away, not wanting to face yourself, not wanting to confront your shadow, wanting to hide, still being in the old energy of manipulation, and not wanting to be your authentic self. This really is the time of authenticity. The twin flame relationship is the truly authentic relationship. So how could that come about if you are not willing to be authentic? That's really an important piece of the puzzle, being authentic and speaking your truth. So this is not a time where you want to run away or try and distract yourself from doing the inner work. It's interesting that you see the cards on the top are kind of very dark. The backgrounds and things are dark. They're things that are happening within the shadows. And then the cards underneath are more happening in the light. So let's look at each twin. So the energy for twin number 1 is the 5 of Cups. I meant to check because I thought we had this card last week. No, this card has come up quite a few times. I keep hoping that we're going to move past this card, but apparently not quite yet. So the 5 of Cups is feeling sad. Maybe being in ego a bit because the ego wants to be sad and lonely and hopeless. And maybe an activation of the pain body, which is very much connected to ego. I do feel that around this full moon, a lot of things will come up for healing, and they might put you in a space of feeling sad. And I want you to realize that it's not just you, it's collective energy as well, which I talked about at the beginning with the Medicine Man card. Okay, I think it kind of helps to realize it's not just your energy. You're dealing with a lot of people's energy. But that energy can get in our head and mess with us. So the man in the card is focused on the 3 cups that are overturned. He's focused on what he's lost and feeling hopeless, like everything's ended, not realizing that behind him, the 2 of Cups are standing upright. And we see the 2 of Cups quite a few times through the tarot, and we're going to see it again in this reading. And that same energy is being echoed in the Star card as she is holding 2. In that case, they're not cups, they're urns of water. So he's focusing on what's lost, and this could be feeling the release of the karma. And when you release karma, you have to release people. You have to release situations. You have to release belief systems that for most or all of your life actually gave you an identity. So it feels like you're losing yourself. It feels like you're losing your identity, but you have to let go of the old so the true being that you are, your higher self, can enter you. We see the river in front of the man. This is, again, washing away of the emotions. We see that same river in the Star. We see in the 10 of Swords, he's at the ocean. He's laying in sand. And what does the water do? It comes up, and whatever is in the sand, it wipes it clean. So this is the same thing that's happening to you. You're being washed clean. See the bridge in the background going over the river, okay? Think of the past as water under the bridge. Let it go. And maybe you're feeling angry as well about some of the things that happened in your past. Just let it go. It's time to forgive that and move on. You don't want to keep yourself stuck by focusing on that. You want to turn around and focus on the 2 cups that are still standing. So how the twin number 1 can kind of bridge the energy over to the star card is by the 7 of Wands. So we want to kind of focus on the more positive. Now the 7 of Wands is saying that there's still more challenges ahead for twin 1. And the energy that I'm picking up on twin 1s for you guys is you're just feeling so tired and feeling like there's no end to this. Maybe feeling that, okay, I'm like welling up with emotion here. Okay, I must be definitely picking up on something from you guys because you're making me cry. So you're feeling like this is probably the most painful thing that anyone could ever go through. And asking yourself why you chose it. Well, that may not be clear now, but it will become clear. And so you're being asked to find your courage right now. Don't give up the fight because you're really so close. You're feeling like you're the underdog right now. Okay, he's the man, we see him, he's on the top, but there's 6 wands trying to beat him down from below. So it may feel right now that you're fighting a losing battle. But that really couldn't be farther from the truth. You have to remember the cause that you're fighting for, which is love in all its many forms. Love that goes well beyond, simply being in a relationship with someone, but the universal energy and love. So, you've got this. And if you can find your courage and hold off the negativity right now, hold off your ego and the things that the ego is trying to make you believe. Okay, because remember, the 10 of Swords, you're in a battle right now to kill off the false part of yourselves, and they're not going to want to go easily. You can get to the energy of the star. And you will have that healing, and you will start to see your dreams materialize. Remember, abundance is the theme of this moon. Now, for twin number 2. And I want to say that I'm getting questions more and more. How do I know if I'm twin 1 or twin 2? And when I looked at these cards today, I was like, really? It's almost impossible to know which is twin 1 and which is twin 2. And that's because the energies of the two of you are being blended in the higher dimensions. And I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. So I think the best thing to do is really just take that which resonates with you. And to be honest, I would almost take this reading as the whole totality of it being for twin 1 and twin 2, even though I am kind of gearing it to each one. But I think that both twins are feeling both energies to some extent. It's just a matter of how balanced you are. And the more balanced you are in your own masculine and feminine, the more you're going to feel both energies. That said, for twin number 2, their energy at the full moon eclipse is the Ace of Wands. Aces always bring new beginnings. And although new moons are where we find a new beginning, this full moon is the release that makes the way for the new beginning. It's a release of all the old, all the stuck energy. And now, afterwards, you're going to be free. Twin number 2s are beginning to feel very inspired and passionate. If we look at the 7 of Wands, twin number 1, you've been inspired and impassioned for most of you probably a very long time. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16 years or more, you've been fighting this battle. And now it's like twin 2s are finally getting the inspiration and the passion to step into this battle with you. And the Ace of Wands brings with it a lot of energy. It's fire energy. It's fast moving. And so twin 2 is working on catching up to twin 1. I feel like twin 2, see, even I'm getting confused about which twin I'm reading for. Twin 2s, you're going to be asking yourself, like, what makes you feel passion? What drives you? What are you all about? The old self is dead, remember? So now it's like, who am I? And I think when you clear out that old stagnant energy, that passion is really going to come into you. I think the 10 of Swords here for twin 2 is also representing the death of their mundane life and moving towards a more spiritual path. It's kind of like a push forward for you to go down that path. And it's time to get into mission. Of course, there's the opposite of Pisces, where the moon is Virgo, and we still have a lot of Virgo energy going on. We have the Sun, Mercury, and the North Node still in Virgo. And Virgo is all about service. And the mission part, okay, leads me right into how Twin 2 is going to use their energy to focus more on the star than the Seven of Swords. And it's temperance. All right, temperance is really twin flame union. And there's a lot of symbolism from the other cards in this card. For example, we see the angel here. I believe it's Archangel Michael, but I'm not sure. He has his toe in the water. I say he, but that is not really appropriate because this angel is a blend of the masculine and feminine. It's what you get when you blend the masculine and feminine. So the angel's toes in the water, and we have the water on the Five of Cups. We have water in the Star card. We have water in the Ten of Swords. Purification. Cleansing. But also the angel is holding 2 cups. Remember, I talked about the 2 of Cups that are still standing and the 2 urns of water in the Star card. Also in the card 2 of Cups, we see a man and a woman coming into union. So the 2 cups represent the masculine and the feminine energy. And the angel here, and I'm pretty sure it's Michael, and Michael is the archangel of twin flames. The water is being brought together in alchemy. And now you cannot tell who is masculine and who is feminine. You cannot tell one from the other. It's completely blended. It's in union. Which is why it's hard for you to know if you're twin 1 or twin 2 now. There is no more separation between the twins. But first, twin number 2 has to have this energy balanced within them. To bring the energy down to the 3rd dimensional reality, it's important to have the energy balanced in twin 1 and twin 2. Otherwise, it's going to fall apart. It can't. It's an energetic connection. So what I'm feeling is it's getting balanced in twin 2, and this is going to allow the union that already exists in the higher dimensions, the 5th, 6th, 7th, so on, to come down to the physical plane. In order for that to happen, the ego has to die. The old beliefs has to die. And that is what we see going on in the Ten of Swords. Because the alchemy process is a powerful process. That's why this path is so hard. It's not something that should be taken lightly. And the blending or the union of twins is way more than some kind of romance or, some kind of good sex. It's the whole process of creation. And there's nothing that twin flames in union can't create together. It's a combining of each one's skills and ideas and beliefs, combining everything that you are to make something greater than the two people separately. So again, I'm going to bring this back to karma, because everything that you've experienced since millennia, everything that you've gone through was carefully planned by your higher self to make each one of you the beautiful and unique being that you are and that you need to be, so that in this incarnation, the blend that's going to be brought through the alchemic process is going to be exactly what is needed for your mission and for your life purpose. Even if it feels now that you and your twin are polar opposites, that you're nothing alike, that you'll never get along, that's not the case. It will be blended to perfection. So you're getting the idea, I think, of the powerful reading that this is. And again, authenticity is important to the process. That's why we don't want to run away from this. What I'm kind of hearing is like, so many of you, most of you, have no idea like the power that will come from twin flame unions. So very important to clear out all this ego stuff. All right, so the, I guess, outcome, for lack of a better word, the combined energy coming through Twin 1 and Twin 2 is the High Priestess. And this one I'm sure we had in the reading at the new moon. The High Priestess guards the Temple of Solomon, which I'm going to talk about later on in the reading. Like, it's crazy how everything in this reading is connected. So the Temple of Solomon has two pillars that we see on either side of the High Priestess. The black one, which I think is Boaz, and the white one, which is Wykeem. Okay, don't quote me on these things. And the black and the white, these are the polarities. Okay, two opposites. The Mars and the feminine, again, being represented here. And the blending of the masculine and feminine energy. So let me see how I can say this. So part of what's happening with the Ten of Swords is that the struggle in the mind, the stress, the tension of trying to figure things out with your mind, it's almost like it kind of collapses. Like I'm feeling like a short circuit. Okay, and interesting, Venus is going to be opposite Uranus at at this full moon, and that's maybe like short circuiting your heart there. Okay, the twin flame journey can never be figured out with your mind or with your ego. So if you're kind of stuck in that, if you're stuck trying to figure it out, you're going to drive yourself crazy. Again, the polarity point of Pisces is Virgo, Sun's in Virgo, Moon's in Pisces. Virgo is Earth. Virgo is analyzing. Virgo is logic, where Pisces transcends logic. Pisces is going back to spirit, going back to God. So again, we have these polarities being felt. So that old part of you that's stuck in the mental must die in order for the real you to kind of be reborn. Okay, and the message of the high priestess is know thyself. So the answer to what you're looking for is not in the mind, but it's in your heart. But you've got to silence the mind in order to get there. And it's not about reading something or seeing something or getting a reading with a psychic. Everything that you need is already inside of you. You just have to remember what it is. You know, the answers that you're seeking about the twin flame energy, no matter which twin you are, twin 1 or twin 2, or how long you've been on this journey, you still probably ask yourself plenty of times, am I crazy? And it's 11:11. And you search everywhere for answers. But the answers are never going to be handed to you. There's no psychic, no channeler, no astrologer that has all of your answers. They can only give you pieces of the puzzle, and the pieces of the puzzle that you need right at that minute, because it's up to you. The twin flame journey is an initiation process, and it's not for the faint of heart, as you all know. So this is getting to the bottom of your truth, having to descend into the darkness, the silence. The high priestess is the stillness. There's no mind with the high priestess. She is pure feminine energy, devoid of any form. So it's that the whole reading really is about a spiritual death. And I think probably the strongest kind of spiritual death that we've gone through yet. But this is going to allow the manifestation of your soul, is what I'm feeling. That more than ever, each of you is going to be embodying your higher self more and more and more from this point onward. Okay, and this is going to allow unimaginable wisdom to come into you. Your higher self has all the answers. It knows all your incarnations. It knows the karma and the lessons that you've been through. It knows what you're here to do. It knows what your journey is. So you cannot find these answers that you're seeking outside of yourself. You can only find them within. So again, the message here is take time this week to go within and to remember Spirit's trying to talk to you to get you to remember what you came here to do. So go listen to the silence. You know the answer to that question already. So the angel messages is for twin number 1, King Solomon. This is actually an Ascended Masters message. So King Solomon comes up again. Remember I mentioned that the high priestess guards the doorway to the temple of King Solomon. And now here he is again. And his message is priorities. And this is about making yourself a priority right now. You absolutely have to honor yourself with some quiet time. You have to set boundaries with people right now. You have to be able to listen to your own heart. There's a Merkaba over King Solomon's head. And that reminds me very much of the star that we saw in the star card. And I believe the Merkaba allows you to travel between dimensions. If you have big projects and stuff, this might be a time to prioritize them. If it's something about your mission, prioritize that if you need to get things done. But really, for me, this message is about making yourself the priority right now. Allowing yourself to be healed. Don't try and fight the healing. Don't try and run away from it like the 7 of Swords guy was. Embrace whatever comes up. And twin number 1, don't allow yourself to be diverted from your path right now. Remember, you have to stay strong. For twin number 2, the Ascended Masters card is Spiritual Law of Attraction, Melchizedek. All right, well, twin number 2, you may be thinking, what have I gotten myself into? And this card is saying that you've attracted what's going on in your life right now yourself through the law of attraction. Everything that's going on around you is simply a mirror reflection of who you are. And this card talks about the shift as well. This goes along with the clearing and the healing. When you do that, you're going to raise your vibration, and that's going to change the people around you. There's going to be people leaving that no longer resonate with your vibration, and there's going to be new people coming in that now do resonate with your vibration. Okay, like attracts like. And I'm seeing the image of the Temperance card again, and the water being blended. In order to attract better things in your life, it's important for you to remember that you have to stay positive. You know, twin number 1 isn't the only one that has problems focusing on that which is positive. Twin 2, maybe more so than twin 1, focuses too much on what they don't want in their life versus what they do want in their life. They may be worrying and stressing over the changes that they're feeling happening within themselves and within their life. Truthfully, though, you know, both twins are now on the path of awakening, and there's really no way to stop that process. You can't go back. It's already changing the very structure of your physical body. So, like the 5 of Cups card, there's no point crying over spilt milk. The past is the past. You have to let things go and move forward. So some of the additional meanings are: you can change or heal this situation by elevating your thoughts to a more positive level. Your prayers and affirmations have attracted a wonderful new person or situation into your life. This situation is not a reward or punishment. You have attracted it, which means that you can also repel or magnify it as you choose. Visualize and affirm only what you desire. And the message from our angels: let your past go. The burden of carrying your past around has made you weary, dear one. It's time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and it's now gone. So definitely what we've been talking about: letting the past go, releasing it, releasing the old, clearing the karma. It's no longer relevant to your life. And again, like the message, I'm sure you guys are hearing the message is getting the same. It's getting closer and closer to where the messages for both twin 1 and twin 2 are basically the same. You gotta let it go and not worry about the past. Trust that better things are coming for you. Okay, I'm going to remind you again that abundancia is the goddess energy. So this moon wants to bring you all your abundance. And the card for twin number 2: notice the signs. I'm sure a lot of twin 1s are chuckling with me right now because I'm like shaking your head and going, yes. Would you please notice the signs? Oh, the angels have a sense of humor. Yes, the signs that you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path to remind you that you're loved and never alone. So, the message here for twin number 2 is: you are being divinely guided. Again, brings me back to the star card. Spirit is watching over us. And one of the ways that they guide us is by sending us little signs and synchronicities. Could be number sequences like the 1111 that I mentioned. Could be visions, dreams. running into someone that you didn't expect and they give you some kind of message. You can hear messages in songs. Feathers and coins that the card already mentioned. And the more that you tune into the signs, the more that you're going to get. So notice and believe that the repetitive signs you receive are validation that you're on the right path. Have faith. Follow the signs that are guiding you to your heart's desire. So that's the reading for the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse. I will be back shortly with the astrology report for the eclipse. Like I mentioned, it's pretty interesting. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Stay strong, everybody. The end is near. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Have faith, and I love you, and I will talk to you soon.